Today on Brian's Budget Garage, I'm going to work on something different. Not a car, but a sidewalk. I'm going to talk about how to fix a piece of sidewalk that has sunk because they didn't compact it correctly. So do you ever have one of these where you have, like, in this case it's like 3 inches. Now if you back up, you can see that the whole thing is sunk by about 3 inches on the corner. So what I'm doing is I'm digging down here, digging a hole underneath where the concrete is, and I'm going to take this jack here, this bottle jack, shove it under there on top of this piece of wood, and I'm going to raise the whole thing up to the right level. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this bag of Quikrete right here, which you can't hardly see, Quikrete right there, and we're going to make a 5-gallon jug of Quikrete and pour it in underneath where the slab is, where the void will be once I jack it up, and then that will actually keep the concrete up to the right height once it dries. Alright, I've run into a couple issues. If you look down here, this is all the way extended, keeps pushing the bottom of the jack into the mud, so that is a bit of an issue, but it has raised it up. But I'm going to go ahead and lower the jack, put some under here, lower the jack, and jack it up a little bit more. But be aware that you're only as good as your ground is stable. So, okay, this is what it's so far. I was hoping to get it a little higher, but it's a lot better than it was. This side's a little high too, so I'll have to think about it. But I'm gonna have to. I'm not gonna be able to use concrete. I think I'm gonna have to go get some grout because it's just not very thick under there. So I'm gonna have to have a fairly runny grout to pour in there. So I'll have to finish this tomorrow, but I think this will work as long as I get the right grout. So, all right, I've come up with several different ways. I've tried to pull the jack out, put wood under it, and pull the jack out, but I can't pull the jack out, so I've done something else. I've covered the jack with mud and dirt, and after the concrete sets up, then I'll actually pull the jack out. So this is what I've got going now. I've got, you can sort of hopefully see, there's a hole down here. Actually, I can get on my knees. So the jack is right there, and so it's barely sticking through there. You might have to break it out of the concrete a little bit, but the jack's out, and then I'm going to pour it down this hole. That's my funnel, and I've got a grout base, so hopefully that'll fill that up fairly well. I guess we'll have to see what happens, but that's the only way I could figure out how to get the thing. Every time I lowered it, the crack got bigger, so now the crack's decent. And I'm going to go ahead and mix some concrete. This is what I use, Quikrete Mason mix. So it doesn't have any big rocks in it. It's pretty soft, so it should get it good and running. It should run in there pretty well. Alright, this is pretty close. I think it's a little thick. Oh, that comes off. Okay, I think this is about right. This is about good and runny. Should run underneath the block. Hope this works. So I'm going to pour this mixture underneath here. Hopefully it's good and mixed. bunch of stuff in the bottom. I'm afraid of that. I have to make more trips. Yep, I need more. I'm afraid of that. So, I will make more. Well, I finally finished after I poured actually 80 pounds of grout in the bottom, and then I had to wait for a couple days for it to dry, but now I was able to pull out the jack, and here, let me show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like now. It's still messy, still need to clean it up, but I filled the hole back in, and it doesn't sink. So I've got a bit of a, like 1/4 or 1/2 inch, but better than about 2 inches before, so looks a lot better now. The only issue is now I have this jack that's been sitting in the ground for 3 days, and it's a big mess, so I'm going to go ahead and clean that off. Hopefully it didn't ruin the jack, we'll see. Alright, if you look at this thing, it's very rusty. So what I'm going to do is wash it off with a little bit of brake cleaner here, and then rinse it down with some WD-40. Hopefully that'll fix it. So let's try that. There's also some concrete right there. That mud is stuck real well to this thing. Okay, that's pretty hosed off. Now we're gonna try a little bit of WD-40 to protect that thing so it doesn't continue to rust. Also, the threads are probably full of gunk too, so there you go. Now let's see if it goes down. Let's see that. There you go, cleaned. So there it is. If you want to raise up a piece of concrete and you happen to have access to the edge of it, that's the best way that I've found to do it. Thanks for watching.